Nestling in the noise-filled streets of Leeds city centre is a hidden gem of a library. While the buskers play and the shoppers dawdle along Commercial Street, members of Leeds Library come to sit amid row upon row of old books.
The library was founded in 1768 by a group of Leeds citizens who decided they needed somewhere in the city to really come and read books and actually gain knowledge. So they got together and they got together with a bookseller, and they took some space in Kirkgate, and they had 2 rooms, and they very quickly started to acquire books. And they had a meeting for the citizens of Leeds, and you could buy a share to be a member of the library. And so very quickly the membership started in 1768 at about 10, and then it grew to 220 within 30 years. So there was a real need in Leeds for this idea of books and reading and knowledge so quickly that actually they outgrew their first premises and they moved into larger premises on Kirkgate. And then by 1808, they moved into the library, as we now are. In fact, we had this building built for us. And since then, we've blossomed. I mean, the collection has blossomed. We're 150,000 books now, covering all sorts of subjects across the world. And it was ran on exactly those grounds until 2008 as what was called a proprietor's library. So it was limited to a membership of 500. Each person had to have a share. So it started as a real general library for a very general readership.
It's like a library out of a storybook itself. It's home to as many as 140,000 books, with vast collections on travel, biography and history, first editions of Dickens, even an extensive set of T.S. Eliot's correspondence.
The collection is amassed upon recommendation of members, and that's always been the case. So if you remember the library, we'll buy you a book if you want one. Members have also donated their collections to us when they've died. So the collection is an incredibly eclectic, global collection, which stretches back to 1483. So our oldest book is late 15th century, and it's a man called John de Mandeville, and it's called Travels of the Holy Land. And it's basically this chap's travels around the world, and it's completely made up. It was a bestseller in the 15th century, but it's completely made up. And really that's the earliest book, and it's also really symptomatic of the books we have, because we specialise in travel. People of Leeds were really interested in the world, particularly in the late 18th century and the early 19th century, when there was no other public library. So that's when really we were buying the books for the members. So I've got books on Japan, on China, on India, on the Northwest Passage, on Canada, North America, you name it really, we've got it covered by a book. So travel and understanding the world really is one of our strong points.
Andrew and the Leeds Library team have been working with Alchemy to produce a special event showcasing this hidden gem.
Alchemy, which is about 11 years old, tries to connect people, ideas and artists across all art forms. So we have, done various projects, from The Shadows of History, which is about the real-life stories of 2 godchildren of Queen Victoria, who came from India, Blue Bloods, Maharaja Dilip Singh and Victoria Gaurama. We've also taken a great Punjabi love story called Sonia and Mahawal, and built an animation project and a dance drama around it. So we work with multiple partners, multiple communities of people, and of course, a range of talented artists. I've known about the library ever since I came to Leeds decades ago. It's always been there in the background of my consciousness, and I knew a little bit about its history. But it's only after Andrew was appointed and one of our allies, Peter Hirschman, one of the great unsung heroes of Leeds in the sense that he backs so many artistic projects, he insisted that I meet up with Andrew Morrison. And suddenly, everything came together, this marvellous atmosphere. And then Andrew is such a sparkling personality, such an engaging personality. And he's also so marvellously well-read and knowledgeable that, the ideas just began to take off.
The Leeds Library truly is a hidden diamond, a special part of the city's history. An institution that's immediately cherished by just about everyone who walks through its front door.
The Hidden Diamond, the many facets of the Leeds Library, is a partnership organisation with Alchemy, and it's based on a couple of partnership projects we did last year, which were really successful. And it was about, those projects were about really transforming the library into something else, but based around stories. We have this idea that 150,000 brown spines of books on shelves can be dull. Open the books up and they contain amazing tales. So how can we get that across to people? We thought, well, actually a diamond's a brilliant metaphor. It's multifaceted, it's brilliant, it's radiant. However you look at it, light changes. And actually we thought that's a great way of responding to the library. This huge collection that is so eclectic, so, you know, wide-ranging and varied. So we thought, well, let's try and use that idea and then use that as a creative resource. So artists, or in this particular case, light artists, vocalists, poets, musicians, can all respond to what we have in the library and let it be their muse, as it were, and then cram it all into a week so we can really make a big splash, because we've been in this building since 1808, on Commercial Street in Leeds. Every day we open the door and people go, I didn't know there's a library here. So what we're trying to do really is make the people of Leeds aware we're here, what a phenomenal creative resource that we have got, because obviously we are a membership library and I want people to come and join the library and experience all this amazing stuff that I keep going about. But at the same time, I want people to use it. And if you are a poet, an artist, I don't mind what you are, to be honest with you, if there's something in here that you think, I wonder if they've got a copy of that, or can I use my serendipity and just have a look round? You know, actually, that's what we're trying to get across. So it's 9 days of events. And it's a mixture of, we've got some surprise singing out of one of the windows for evenings. We've got a light projection, a commission, which is going to be projected on the interior of the main windows overlooking Commercial every single night. We've got a salon whereby we've got talks on diamonds themselves. We've got readings from some of the literature we have which concerns diamonds. We've got retellings of tales. We've got the specially commissioned vocalists and poetry, all crammed into one evening with diamond biscuits.